It was a cold evening, the kind where the world feels heavy, not because of the rain, but because of the thoughts we carry inside. Ravi sat alone at a bus stop. Around him, people hurried, umbrellas, headlights, the rush of life. But inside his mind, there was no movement, only noise. Why does everything go wrong for me? He thought. He replayed the past week, the argument with his boss, the disappointment in his mother's eyes, the loneliness that followed him like a shadow. He sighed deeply. No matter how hard I try, nothing works out. Maybe the world is just unfair. An old man sitting nearby turned his head slowly. His eyes were calm, almost too calm for such a stormy night. He smiled faintly and said, "Maybe it's not the world that's unfair. Maybe it's your mind," Ravi frowned. "What do you mean?" The old man simply chuckled and looked away. "You'll understand when you start listening to your thoughts." He complained about traffic. He cursed the alarm clock every morning. He compared his life to others, always feeling smaller, always falling short. His mother once told him, "Ravi, you see only darkness, even when there's light." He had brushed it off. "That's just how the world is, Ma. You're too naive." Days passed, one identical to the other. Until one afternoon, as he sat on a park bench scrolling through his phone, he heard a voice again. "Still trapped in your thoughts, young man?" Ravi looked up, the same old man, smiling softly. For a moment, Ravi didn't know what to say. Then, almost instinctively, he laughed. "Maybe you're right, old man. My thoughts never leave me alone." The old man gestured toward a small tea shop nearby. "Come," he said. "Let's have a cup of tea. Maybe it's time you understand the mind you live with." Inside the tea shop, the world felt quieter. The air smelled of cardamom and peace. The old man introduced himself, Hari. Hari spoke slowly, each word carrying weight. "Ravi, do you know what your mind is like?" Ravi shrugged. "A mess?" Hari chuckled and pulled a small hand mirror from his pocket. "This mirror doesn't create what it shows. It only reflects it. If your face smiles, it smiles back. If you frown, it frowns too. The mind works the same way." Ravi frowned at his reflection. "So you're saying my life is my reflection?" "Exactly," Hari said gently. "Change what you put before the mirror, and the reflection changes. The world responds to your thoughts in the same way." Ravi thought for a while, stirring his tea. It sounded too simple to be true. But deep down, something in him stirred. For the first time, he wondered, what if I really am shaping the world I see? He looked up and asked, "And if I can't change my thoughts?" Hari smiled. "Then they will continue to shape you." Ravi decided to test Hari's words. He tried to start each morning thinking positively, but his mind fought back. Traffic horns blared. His boss scolded him. He felt small again. "See?" His inner voice whispered. Nothing ever changes. One day, he lost his temper and yelled at a coworker. That evening, guilt hit him like a storm. He walked straight to the tea shop. Hari looked at him calmly. "I tried," Ravi said, "but I keep failing." "The world keeps making me angry," Hari nodded. "Then stop trying to change the world. Start by not feeding your thoughts." He handed Ravi a notebook. "For 7 days," Hari said, "write down every time you complain or criticize, even in your head. Just notice it. Don't fight it." Ravi accepted the challenge. The next few days were torture. He realized how much of his energy was wasted on negativity. Every thought of envy, judgment, or fear filled his pages. But slowly, he started catching himself before reacting. When someone cut him off in traffic, he took a deep breath instead of shouting. When his boss was harsh, he thought, maybe he's fighting his own storm too. He began to see the world differently, not softer, but clearer. On the 7th morning, Ravi woke before sunrise. He stepped outside barefoot on cool ground. For the first time, he noticed the world before it started rushing. The golden light, the sound of birds, the silence between moments. He smiled. It wasn't that his problems had disappeared, but his thoughts about them had softened. He no longer saw failure as an enemy, but as a teacher. When his mother called that day, he listened instead of reacting. She noticed the change in his tone. "You sound peaceful," she said. Ravi laughed quietly. "Maybe I'm starting to understand my mind." Ravi met Hari one last time near a quiet lake. The old man sat on a rock feeding birds. "Did the world change, Ravi?" Hari asked. Ravi smiled. "No, but I did." Hari nodded, pleased. "That's the only change that matters." They sat in silence for a long time. watching the water. Harry pointed at the still surface. See how the water reflects the sky only when it's calm? That's your mind too. When it's still, it mirrors truth. Ravi closed his eyes, feeling peace for the first time in years. Your life is not defined by your circumstances. It's shaped by your thinking. When your thoughts are dark, the world looks stormy. When your thoughts are clear, the same world feels full of light. You don't have to change everything around you to find peace. You only have to change what's within you. If this story touched your heart, take a moment. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts am I feeding today? If you found even a spark of peace here, share it with someone who needs light. Because change begins with a single thought. If this story touched your heart, take a moment. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts am I feeding today? If you found even a spark of peace here, share it with someone who needs light. Because change begins with a single thought.